Hello there everyone and welcome back to Green Gourmet with another recipe. Today's recipe is Persian-style marinated olives. This Persian marinated olives recipe is with walnuts, with the pomegranate juice, and it definitely calls for green olives. So it's not an option here, you've got to use the green olives. So the first thing we are going to do is we are going to prepare the pomegranate molasses, which is basically nothing more than pomegranate juice, sugar, and some lemon juice. Just a little note here on the pomegranate juice. Depending on the pomegranate juice that you're using, it might become slightly more sour or slightly more sweet. So bear that in mind in terms of the sugar. I think that the amount of sugar I'm using here is adequate for any type of pomegranate juice, but do bear this in mind. So maybe taste it while the molasses is cooking so that you try and figure out if that's the sort of level of sourness or bitterness that you want, or if it's not sweet enough for you. You really need to use green olives for this recipe, preferably pitted olives, because it allows for the marinade to seep into the olives and it makes them much tastier to eat. You are going to chop up the walnuts. The walnuts are going to be great in this recipe because they give the recipe a perfect crunch and also texture, and it becomes an absolutely delicious dish. After chopping up the walnuts, you add them to the bowl with the pitted olives and you add the garlic. I'm using a couple of slices of garlic here, but you can actually use it more if you prefer. I think that with this amount of olives and with the amount of pomegranate molasses and all the other ingredients, a couple is more than enough. But if you really like garlic, just go for it. And then you have to either chop up or crush your mint. I am crushing it because this is dried mint, which comes from my dad's garden. And I just love using my dad's garden herbs. But if you have fresh mint, just chop it up very, very finely. This is how your molasses is supposed to look like. Just make it reduce and make it become nice and sort of sticky before you add it to the olives. Mix the olives up very well, and then you add your molasses to it. So all of it, because once it has reduced in volume, it's the right amount to cover the olives and to create this sort of a sticky texture. And it's absolutely tangy and slightly sweet taste from the pomegranate molasses, which mixed with the extra crunch and nutty flavor from the walnuts actually creates an incredible tasty recipe. A fantastic flavor. I think that they are really addictive. Once you start eating them, you're never going to stop. The salt. The olives tend to be salty themselves. I added a little bit of salt to mine because my pomegranate juice was really sweet and I sort of wanted to balance that. But before you add any salt to this recipe, just taste one olive because they might already be extremely salty. So this recipe is very easy to make. The only real struggle for this recipe is that you have to let it sit in the fridge for at least 24 hours so that all the flavors mingle and develop. It pairs well with appetizers, it's a side dish, it's a snack, it's delicious. And I think it's al bacio. If you don't try it, you're missing out. I hope you like this recipe and let me know what you think about it. And if I did leave you longing for more, subscribe to my channel, Green Gourmet. And thank you very much. See you very soon on Green Gourmet for another recipe, another adventure, and a new video. Bye for now.